Hey guys, it's Lauren here. Long time no see. I'm really excited to show you all and tell you all about my Instant Loc extensions. So definitely keep watching if you're interested to learn more about them. Alright, so I have some notes here because I have recorded this video so many times. I'm actually disappointed at how many times I've recorded this video. I think a part of it has to do with me getting back on YouTube and feeling weird about that, yet very excited. But anyway, I took notes so that I am not saying a lot and I have a more thorough and cohesive dialogue with you all about these locks. So let's get started. I installed these locks back in October. It is now December, so I've had them in for almost 2 months now, or like a month and a half, and I think this is the best time to come at you all and show you, but also update you all and let you know how it's going, and to really kick off videos regarding this hair. I'm really excited because I don't see too many people on YouTube with loose curly end instant lock permanent extensions, and so I'm really interested and happy to sort of trailblaze this style for you all, if I can give myself that, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, I'm rambling. So these are Instant Loc extensions with loose ends. I know that's a mouthful, but the Instant Loc is my natural hair. So I instant locked my natural hair, and then I attached a lock extension to that Instant Loc, and then a loose end lock extension to that Instant lock extension, if that makes sense. And so I can tell you a little bit more about the hair too. So I used Afro Kinky Bulk Hair Tina Collection. I really enjoyed using Tina Collection throughout this journey, simply because I've tried the Janet Collection hair, just because they didn't have as many packs as I needed in the store when I purchased it. So I went ahead and picked up the Janet Collection as well. I had used the Tina hair in the past though, but I found that the Janet Collection hair was definitely a little bit softer and a little bit more difficult to crochet or sort of palm mold, because it was so soft, even though it was textured. I don't want to say coarse, it was definitely textured, but it was very soft. Whereas the Tina Collection hair is very coarse. It has a level of kink and roughness to it that really makes it easy to create lock extensions with. So I enjoyed using that hair, and I used it prior to making these locks on an older set that I had made for me, to add some extra locks to that set, and I really enjoyed it. So I was familiar using that hair as well. It is also very coarse to the point that you don't always need to use a crochet needle to make the lock. So when your hands get tired or a little fatigued, you can definitely, there's a method that I use that I'm going to be sharing with you all, that you won't even need a crochet needle to make the lock. So that hair works really well for that method. I know there's a lot of other hair companies out there, specifically online, that specialize in Afro Kinky bulk hair. I haven't tried those. I'm only speaking from my experience with the ones that I've tried in the beauty supply store. So yes, Tina Collection. At the ends here, I have the Nirvana Nour soft Kinks hair. It is steamed processed raw hair that has been steamed processed to have 2 different type of curl patterns they sell on their website. I really like the soft Kinks because it is a beautiful texture, and it does have a level of roughness to it that I don't think you really find with a lot of raw hair. So I really enjoy using that hair. Also, there's construction going on downstairs at my house, so please forgive that additional noise that you may hear. Okay, so these are a total of 60 locks that I have. I handmade them over a course of a week from sun up to sundown, and it took me 2 days to install the locks onto my hair, considering the fact that I also instant locked my hair along the process as well. So I know a lot of times it takes people a month to 2 months to make locks, maybe even longer. Sometimes the wait times for locks, if you order them off of Etsy or other places, is definitely 3 to 4 weeks and up. So I am a very impatient person. That was part of the reason why I just decided to go ahead and do these myself, because I was really excited and anxious and I didn't want to wait. So it took me a week, but I know if you were to make smaller locks or if you were to make more locks, it would probably take you 2 to 3 weeks to make the locks. Like I said, these were a little bit easier because they were thicker. The thinner they are and the smaller they are, and the more you make, the longer it's going to take you to create your locks. So I have these installed on a free part type of method. I didn't use any strict parting, and I kind of regret it, but then again, I don't necessarily regret it. It was a look that I was going for. I wanted to do a semi-freeform look. I also wanted to, because I was permanently locking my hair with these, I wanted to be able to give my hair some room to kind of do what it wants, and I wanted to be able to give my hair room if I needed to combine locks or anything like that in the future. So that's why I didn't really want to stick to a clean parting system. And yeah, that's also why I made so many of them, or sorry, only 60 locks, because I wanted to give my hair some room and some space to kind of do its own thing. Sorry about that. I also didn't include my edges into this because I wanted them to not be pulled. I wanted to see how they worked and were able to do their own thing. So, and if I ever needed to restart the set, I wanted to be able to do that without too much of a headache. So, as you can see, I did not really add in my edges to any of the locks there. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about maintenance. I use this tool here. Let me show you. I got these tools off of Amazon, and they are interlocking needles instead of crochet hook needles. This isn't going to snag your hair. I use a 2-point rotation because I want to ensure that my natural hair is going to swell and be thick as it grows out, and I've only interlocked my hair the day that I installed to create a stronger base, and about a week ago. So I would really like to interlock every 3 months, but I don't know if that's going to be possible. Maybe 2 to 3 months, 2.5 months, but we'll see. But that's how I maintain it. Like I said, I am going for a semi-freeform look, so I find that I don't need to really worry too much about the maintenance aspect of it and retwisting. I don't want to be able to really see my scalp and stuff, so that's just not the look that I'm going for. But if you want to go for that look, by all means, retwist. By all means, do your bricklayer parting or any parting that you think is necessary. And yeah, that's that. So I'll show you. This is what the base of the hair looks like before attaching it to the lock. I'll definitely come out with a video. I think I'm going to put those videos on Patreon, just because I want to make them extremely professional and I want them to be educational, and the time and value that I believe that you'll get from those is definitely worth being compensated for. And also, I think that you know, this isn't a very, like, if you don't have experience using crochet needles and things like that, I wouldn't suggest you just jumping into this head first. It's not for the faint of heart. You can injure yourself. I have seen people go to the hospital attempting to use a crochet needle and they've been stabbed. Also, there's a lot of locticians in the world who get paid to do this, and, you know, I think that we need to preserve techniques, especially if they are techniques that you create on your own. So I'm thinking about putting that content on Patreon. So definitely be on the lookout for that. But this is the hair, how it starts off. And what I do, I'll give you just a rough. I start the lock. I leave about this much out, and then I make sure I lock about this much. And that's going to ensure that this hair does not shed while it's on your head excessively. And this is what the Afro kinky bulk hair looks like. So yeah, literally it doesn't come looking like this. I'll put the actual link of what it is, but that's just an example. So you crochet that into a lock, and then you attach this. If you can figure out all that, by all means take a stab at it, no pun intended. And yeah, so I'll show you also the needles that I use. When you do your locks, you definitely want to make sure you get multiple sets of needles, because you will break them, they will bend. I haven't really found a brand that doesn't break or bend. Maybe it's me being too aggressive on them, but yeah. So as you can see, like, this one has bent just a little bit off to the side. But yeah, I definitely suggest getting multiples of these so you can hurry up and finish your locking process and you don't have to wait. Yeah, so these are 0.5 millimeter lock needles. I wouldn't suggest going over 0.6 millimeter because it's really difficult, and I wouldn't suggest getting anything smaller than a 0.5. I don't even know if they make 0.5s. I'm sorry, 0.5. I don't know if they make 0.4s, but either way, you definitely don't want to get anything over a 6 or under a 5. And definitely get multiples, because they will break and you don't want to have to wait, you know, for Amazon to send you new needles or whatever. And be prepared to get a callous thumb, because you will scrape your fingers. It's inevitable. It is painful. The pain lasts for about 3 days. And, you know, if you don't have a high tolerance for pain, or if you're not really sure what to expect, I wouldn't suggest doing this. So yes. So yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I'll come by, you know, with some other videos to tell you how I avoid shedding the ends, how I maintain the ends. As you can see, that's why I have the extra bundle, just to make sure I can always fill in any of the locks. I haven't had to, and it's been 2 months, and that's pretty good. And that's going to segue me into the stories that I have for you all. So, what made me instant lock my hair? I do plan to grow these out. This is a fun way to make the most of the genesis of my lock journey, and I'm really excited. So yeah, a lot of people choose to humble themselves and go through the various stages of having locks. And I think my experience and my identity is different than that. And I'm always inspired by what I see other people doing with their natural hair, or maybe it's not their natural hair. So this led me to choosing this way of starting my lock journey. So like I said, I do plan to grow these out, but I had gotten instant locks or lock extensions done in the beginning of February of 2020. I ordered them online from a lady on Etsy. I will link her Etsy shop below. And I was really excited. I was going for sort of the Lisa Bonet, Zoe Kravitz look. However, the quality and how they were made wasn't really, it was, I would say, false advertised. She said that she used 100% human hair that looked raw from the pictures, but when I received it, it looked like she used this, like the human hair that you get from Sally's to make it. And you know, I was not really feeling like the straight ends, because that just to me didn't look as authentic as maybe having blunted ends or curly ends. So I eventually grew tired of that. Plus the locks were shedding really badly. Like, I'm really proud of myself because I know how bad the locks can shed, and these aren't shedding half as bad as those were. And I paid $800 for that set of locks, and it was just a nightmare. I kind of want to get into pricing too. So with the pricing aspect, the Tina hair cost me for about 6 packs. I used about 6 packs. That cost me $230. And then the Nirvana Nour hair cost $430. So that's about $600 for all of this, and it probably would have been an additional $600 plus to have someone make them, and then $600 to $1,200 to have them installed. So you can see, like, if you can, go ahead and try to make these yourself, because you will save a lot of money, especially if you want the quality of hair for your lock extensions. If you have the money to spend on it, by all means go to professional. I think you'll be extremely happy. If not, DIY is the way to go. But yeah, so I had gotten those extensions, lock extensions. I didn't like them. I didn't keep them in for more than like a month or two, and maybe even like a month at max. And I didn't install them permanently either, so it was an easy takedown. And then I started doing braids, and I had done a sew-in over the summer, and after being natural and wearing my hair in an afro for 2.5 years prior to over bleaching it and having to cut it and start over again, which led me to these protective styles, because I was really like wanting my hair to just get back to my afro. I wasn't interested in anything else. I wasn't interested in that infantile stage of the TWA anymore. Like, I had experienced that so many times. I was just over that, which is also kind of why I decided to take this route with the locks. But anyway, I was ready to I was just kind of tired of those protective styles. The sewing, that was the first sewing I had in ages. I was over it. It wasn't connecting with me. The braids, the synthetic hair, it was just not connecting with me. And I was like, you know, I really enjoyed those locks that I had, even though they were shedding and they had straight ends. You know, maybe I should get lock extensions. And I was looking at lock extensions, and then I started stumbling upon individuals with curly ends. And it's different than like the Zoe Kravitz and the Lisa Bonet, because I feel like they have loose waves instead of actual curls and ringlets. And like I said, most people that I see with this hair, it's usually their natural hair. So I fell in love with that style and said, hey, I know I can do this. So I did it, and I'm really happy with them. But yeah, I decided that I wanted to go ahead and lock my hair and to do something fun to kind of kick off this journey. So this is it. Sorry if I have been looking out. It's just a really beautiful day outside, and um, it's much better than staring at this people of the camera. I'm just looking out the window, so excuse me. But yeah, so I just decided to instant lock my hair. I wanted something that was a little bit more natural looking and feeling. I wanted something that I could nourish my scalp and also see my hair growth at the same time. That's something that I enjoy doing with braids. But yeah, I wanted something permanent. I wanted something that I can maintain myself. Because I'm not a really good braider, surprisingly. Like, I prefer to go to the braiding salon to get my hair braided, and you know, not all the time do you get that same person, or it doesn't always turn out great, or they use the wrong hair color after you told them you were a 4, all these things, right? So, yeah, I was just really excited to relax, not have to spend money on my hair anymore, and to go on a new natural hair journey. I was honestly tired of being loose natural. I was becoming a product junkie. I was just tired, because even after over the summer I cut my hair again before getting these or doing these myself, and I had started my TWA all over again even after trying to grow it out after cutting it, and I was just not feeling it. So that's what brought me to this, and I'm really happy with them. And I'm sorry for rambling, but definitely I'm going to be coming at you all with videos on how I wash the hair, what I do to maintain it, what I do to prevent the ends from shedding. I really don't have to wash my hair more than once a week. I refresh it if I need to, but honestly, like, the hair, the curly ends are such good quality from Nirvana Nour. The way that they steam process their hair, like, and the quality of the hair. And since they're locks, like, it doesn't need to be uniform, so I don't really have to do much. I really enjoy it. I really like it, and I can't wait to share more with you all. I hope you all like it. Let me know what y'all think down below, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Sorry for the rants and the scatterbrainness, but you know, it is what it is. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.
Oh, I also wanted to say, I want to do Q&A, so if you have any questions, definitely add them below. And I wanted to show you all an infamous back shot that I used to do in my old videos. Let me show you. This is this easy lock. Oh, and I also made loop lock extensions. I have about 4 added in, so I'll show you how to do that to add some extra volume so that you're not having to impede too much on your lock to part ratio, especially if you want to have a lot of thick locks as well. So I'm excited to share all the information that I've learned from various YouTubers that have lock extensions, dread lock extensions, sister locks, freeform locks, semi-freeform locks. There's so many people that I've looked to over this year, really, about locks. So I'm excited to share what I've learned and how it's tailored to my experience. So, yeah, peace out now. Bye.